This is esports! You think esports? This is FTC!
Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to another week of Shoujou Senshi Senjyou Online. This is Callisto, this is my tournament. I run it every week, more or less. We're going to be bringing you some more Granblue Fantasy Versus action as the first game. Going to be joined here by my buddy Zach in a box. What's good, Zach?
What's up? Another week, another time for some enjoy net play, of course.
Yeah, so things will be slightly different this week. We changed to the PC version for all the games that we run. So we do have slightly less signups for the first time around. You know, could be because of the change in platform, could be other things going on this week. So relatively small bracket. We're going to put most of it on stream, but we still have some strong players in it, including Marvin Pie, who's going to be up in our first match. Kilo, who's just been unstoppable for the most part, right? Like outside of Redman, who hopefully he'll be joining us soon. He's busy today, but he does have the PC version. But we're pretty much the only one who's been able to like really stand against Kilo the last several weeks.
Although last round, last grand
yeah,
finals,
by yourself, who didn't have the PC version yet. So our defender against Kilo, Zach in a box himself, going to be just commentating today. We also have a lot of Percival representation. We have both Kizakrait and Nobody EXE in the bracket today, as well as Chris Chaos representing the Matera. So we'll have a fair amount of character variety, and Kilo may actually be playing Zoe.
Yes,
has been showing it a lot the last couple weeks. So has kind of been showing like playing Zoe until it really comes down to the crunch. You know, maybe top 3, and then if it's losers finals, then we see the grand come out. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to have Mars playing Ladiva, Drifter Dane also playing Zoe.
PC. Yes.
Yeah, so, and then we have a couple new names in the bracket, so we'll see some characters that we may not have before. Surprisingly, you know, the representation of characters, you would expect to see like more Gran, you know, Jita, whatnot. And recently we've had a lot of Percival, a lot of Fairy, a lot of Beelzebub in Chicago actually for the online.
In like the Midwest region or the ones that enter these, there's a lot of Beelzebub, which is weird. It's always like that in the Midwest region. There's always just like a random, maybe not like super weak character, but like weaker character that just has a ton of representation. But we'll see how it goes.
So Mars saying in chat that the Ladiva may not be what we see. So we'll see. Soares. Okay, so we're gonna actually, and that's a great example. We're just talking about this, right? A lot of people think that, you know, you hear a lot of Soares being a weak character. We're gonna have Marvin Pie. He's gonna be playing Soares most likely.
I think he's back on Fairy.
Okay. We'll see. We'll have at least one Soares, and I want to bring up that you know, I had some sets against Houston players last week against Kid Viper and Stank Boys. So I got Kid Viper's Soares like obliterated me, and Rogue is a cat player here. So we're gonna see kind of what the matchup that I had a lot of trouble with last week is like. Cat, like, no question a better character than Soares, but she's kind of a punish character, right? Like, she's a 2M, wait till something's -7, and then get the 2M and an EX thrust, and then you get to play. Where Soares does not have a lot outside of the up kick, which he can choose to frame trap, rush punch into up kick, and blow up her 2M trying to claim her turn. But that up kick is punishable by 2M itself. So if he's aggressive with it, that's kind of where that button comes into play. But she has kind of a hard time. She has to call out when he's going to let that rush punch rip and buffer something into it. Nice run up throw against the 5U.
And you were mentioning before, like, his jump H has been giving you a lot of trouble as
yes, now, early on, I was playing the matchup as Jita, since they came out at the same time, and her anti-air definitely not as strong as Catalina's, right? Catalina 2H is probably still the best anti-air in the game. Maybe Zeta's is better now, but Cat's is still faster, right? Covers a ton, gives a great reward. Nice positioning switch by Rogue here. Yeah, just fishing.
Yeah.
Not close enough to the wall. Not going to get the bounce. Marvin Pie still a bit of a life lead here. There, that's what I was talking about. That's punishable by 2M. Nice knowledge by Rogue.
But still has a life lead. Gonna go naked here.
Oh,
and,
no.
just got caught in the black.
Yeah, probably might have held up after the 5M. So pretty brave buffer there.
Yeah, that's the big thing that Marvin Pye's his offense can be very, very strong, but sometimes he just falters under just like simple block strings. So hopefully he can shore that up.
Yeah,
that can happen a lot.
One of his big challenges coming in to Granblue, coming from BB Tag specifically, was like he wanted to move more, right? Than what the game allowed, and you can still sort of see that of like kind of sometimes holding up during block strings and such.
Yeah.
All right, runs up in the spot.
He's trying to maneuver though.
Yeah.
It's really patient, but he's getting caught by so many just stray hits, stray pokes right now, and he's in the corner as well.
Yeah, Rogue's doing a really good job of being relatively non-committal too. You saw he comboed straight into light DP, going for the air reset. Oh, a little bit missed space. Yeah, that 5L can punish her thrust really well. And even if it doesn't actually punish, it's still a standing low, so it can catch her trying to walk out and block. But Rogue able to close out game 1.
Like last time we saw Marvin play, we definitely saw Soris first and then went to Fairy. I have a feeling it might go that way. There's the room switch. Here we go. Back to Fairy, because I know he's been talking about on Twitter a lot. Like I've been seeing a lot of tech that he's putting out, a lot of like really interesting DP punishes that he's been retweeting with Fairy. So I was surprised to see Stories at first. I know he loves that character, but I feel like in terms of playstyle, I think me and him talked about it a lot. Yeah, Fairy definitely fits him a little bit better. But you know, you have that love for that character too. So, but when you're trying to win a tournament, even though if it is a free bracket tournament, sometimes you gotta go with what feels right in the gameplay wise. And there she is.
Yeah, and this is a matchup that it's interesting now. So, Fairy got some pretty noticeable things toned down, especially the lowered priority on her sweep and her 2M. So Cat's 2M now has priority over both of those buttons. And before, the neutral was like a straight, RPS back and forth of both characters using their crouching mediums and their standing heavies to kind of counterpoke the other, where Cat standing 5H, her 5H would beat Fairy's 5H on the way out, and her 2M would beat Fairy's 2M on the way out. But if she guessed wrong, Fairy's options like kind of low profiled or high profile those buttons. Yeah, he got a 2H, so the super didn't combo.
But this is the tough spot right now. Like all these pokes that you do as Fairy, especially close. Ooh, break confirmed, but all these pokes you do as Fairy near the corner, it starts to become a problem because you can your health can just melt on one.
Cut the cross up. So one of the big changes on Cat's end is they halved the active frames on her far 5H. So you can't just throw it out there and hope that Fairy pushes a button into it. It's also more whiff punishable. Still, though, this is going to be really hard for Marvin Pye. He has to not get touched, but finds that bit of damage.
Yeah, it doesn't pull in, but still tries to use EXGG setup. That's a quick jump out from Rogue, and now he's out of EXs. Yeah. Going to have to do this really, really honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't have super Skybound, so he can't just, like, throw out 2M and try to hit confirm. Nice jump.
Whip isn't even
he finds the jump in, and it's enough with the EX spin.
Enough. Great neutral jump. Marvin Pye clutching it out.
Bit of a mistake from Rogue there. He was definitely recovered. That wasn't a punish, and just kind of did an anti-air.
Or maybe he tried and then just like twitched, I don't know, but Marvin Pye was able to clutch it out.
Okay. Bad hype, but I like the idea.
When you're trying to drill out of the corner, but then they switch sides, so you actually get the close drill. Ooh, DP out, yeah. I always say, like, first GG setup, most people will DP, so...
Nice. Good frame traps here from Rogue.
Yeah, and
Gonna get the super. It's not gonna be enough, even if this is the real one. It looked, by the first 2 hits, it did look like the real input for the scaling. Yeah, that's a good chunk.
Yeah, this is tough. There's the EX GG or EX Beppo. And this is the hard part. He activates install super.
Nice jump back, but still gets caught.
Yeah, he's not gonna have any of these special moves until that timer goes down. So he's basically pretty naked right now. Yeah. Tough. It's tough, like once you EX DP and then you decide to install super, you're not gonna have DP for quite some time. So you have to be very precise with your neutral after you burn that.
Oh, nice anti-air. That was very late. Yeah, that was definitely a close call. Could have gotten kind of de facto safe jump to neutral there.
And despite that priority nerf, besides that, sweep is still basically the same. So you see Marvin Pye still trying to use that.
Got caught reaching, and Cat's going to kill you for that. Cat received a couple of adjustments that toned her down a little bit, but damage reduction off of the good hits, like counter hit overhead, was not one of them. That character is still going to delete you if you get hit by that.
Yeah. So yeah, good stuff to Rogue. I like the way he's playing. It's really slow paced, non-committal here or there. So I like what I saw from Rogue, because I've seen he's entered a couple, and I've liked what I've seen from Rogue so far. So good stuff to him. Moving on into winners.
All right.
And yeah,
so...
moving on to winners is pretty big since we have a little bit smaller bracket today. So
yeah, for sure. The difference in winning your first match or not in this bracket is like a full couple of losers matches that you don't have to play. So up next, we're going to have myself actually against Velvet. So going to have more Catalina action.
Cat, yeah. Or, I mean, yeah, probably just Cat.
I don't know who Velvet plays. If it's Fairy and I lose game 1, I'm definitely going back and counterpicking as Jita.
Yeah. We've been talking about, like,
okay, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah. This is a matchup pretty even. Catalina against Jita. Jita 5H is extremely hard to whiff punish for Catalina.
Oh, yeah.
Same with Grands, but Catalina does have a better 2M, and Catalina has a bit better of an anti-air game at mid-screen than Jita does. Jita gets some safe pressure, being able to dial out like 2M into medium Rekka, but Catalina does get kind of spot dodge options to punish.
And Catalina still has a better jump, better JU. I don't know how JU's still the same, but here we go.
Yeah.
Oh wow, great anti-air with a far H there. Great recognition. They committed DP. Now it's time for pressure. Velvet putting on the pressure in the corner. Yeah, this is where Jita shines, right? Just poking out, but man, gave
nice
Callisto a lot of space. But yeah, 5H still putting in work. That's a light Rekka, so pretty close to punishing. But there is big jump in from Callisto. Yeah. Oh, no punish on the Rekka either. I like the rolls. Velvet has been having the positioning advantage pretty well this round, but hasn't really converted into big damage. So Callisto with Cat and the big jump U still has a ton of damage potential. Push into the corner. Stagger pressure. You have to start stagger pressure with the new patch with. And there's the shit.
Yeah, and that 2M, I mentioned that Cat has like a slightly better 2M than Jita. But that can be all the difference, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just the little Street Fighter walk in, walk back with punish or poke. Oh, just going in. Round start, feeling it. Yeah, and that when you block that little focus attack and they dash forward, you definitely have to take a turn back. Wow, DP and neutral, let's go. Velvet, put it on the pressure now. Stagger pressure, use the EX. Rekka, no anti-air because Cat jump you. How are you gonna anti-air it? Big damage in the corner. Only used one EX. Big jump you again, but no confirm. But it has 100% on both sides.
Oh god, I rolled into the Rekka. So her Rekka does stuff rolls, which is interesting.
Yeah. A lot of active frames because it's gonna be active.
Oh, I'm dead.
And other corner, you should be dead. Oh no! Decide to try the EX to gain a little bit more damage, but I don't think that was necessary. What a roll, but not a back throw, but still has. Oh! Try to get him with the overhead. And the jump U again. Stagger pressure, stagger pressure. Callisto taking so many turns and fighting to confirm. Yeah, I think the big thing right now Velvet needs to look at is, even though Cat's JU is very hard to answer, it's something that you really need. Just spend a DP if you have to, otherwise you're just holding pressure with a giant jump U into pressure. Callisto gonna kick game 1 after that.
Yeah, and a big kind of difference in this match is like Cat has, I guess, more options. Like Jita wants to go in a bit more, right? Where Cat can go in. It's not optimal sometimes, but
great reversal first. I feel like Velvet does get the corner so many times, but just one miss.
Yeah, that JU is still pretty decent.
On the other end, yeah, her JU is still good. I'm not gonna lie about that. Overhead. Yeah, that's the big thing. I think that's why he was backing up at first, because he knows you're trying to jump JU out of the corner, and it's been killing him because it's been changing the position, and now he's in the corner having to hold all the stagger pressure. 2M, 1 EX.
I was late.
Oh, yeah, big block on the EX thrust. Went for EX.
Yeah, I did wake up sweep in the super.
Sometimes you gotta. Great job by Velvet to keep that tight. Keep those block chains tight. put himself on the board finally in this first set. Wow, great thrust. Gonna go to the corner. It's like one of the first times Callisto has started the corner pressure, but yeah. Sweep right back at you. DP, no care. I like the way Callisto's using those shallow jumps, trying to bait out a DP if he still uses it.
Oh,
Charge
wow.
Fireball, trying to get some
Grabbed
pressure.
on the landing. I wasn't expecting that one.
And once again, you see kind of like this new patch how pressure goes. You start with a close L usually. No real character has like starting close M pressure or close heavy pressure. That's where it usually shines.
Yeah,
It should be able to, yes. No need to use the hard input there. Just easy input's gonna do it. Velvet quickly takes it to 1-1. Wow.
Yeah, hold up.
55 to
We had a little bit of a stream control malfunction. No, I'm taking it. 55 to 1.
Taking 55 games. All right, 1-1 actually though. I like the way Callisto's using those thrusts, but sometimes they get killed. Great air to air. Doesn't want to deal with that jump you from Vita. Just walking into a poke, that's big damage. Trying to go back into corner pressure. Ooh, almost had a buffer.
Yeah, I didn't have a timer up for EX thrust, so.
Ah, I see it. I see. Yep, that record pressure again. You were mentioning that medium record pressure. Not much Cat can do at the range Vita throws it out at, but you can do that instead. Great knowledge from Callisto, but sweep on wake up again. No care, no respect. I like it. There's the 2-8 finally. Yeah. Not too big damage, but just to get that out of your head, like, yeah, don't jump as much. Oh, great spot dodges while he's trying to work his way in. Velvet having to hold pressure. Whoa! A walk back again. Yeah, really, Callisto's really been putting in work with just wait, walk back to M.
Yeah, I mean that's Catalina in this version, right? She's her strong button is still extremely strong, and she's a little more reliant on it with the 2M. Ooh.
Okay. Lucky break for Callisto. Doesn't get confirmed off that jump in. Okay. Callisto trying to work his way in again to 2M, putting in so much work. Oh, counter hit the 2L. Gonna spend most of his EXs. Still has an EX Fireball, but doesn't even. Gonna be close, but probably not quite. Yes, but tough call for Velvet to do. Try to bait out a DP is Callisto, but yeah, 2M, the story of this match.
Yeah, and that's Catalina doesn't have like the option to run in and kind of bulldog pressure the way that she did before, but she can stand back when she has the corner. She can just kind of stand back at that 2M range, and it's still so difficult for so many characters to get out of that situation because it's just 2M is such an oppressive button. Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you have the corner, and especially since you're in the corner, that 2M leads to, like, a ton of damage if you have everything stocked up, so...
All right, so...
Definitely
we're going to be on the second round of winners. I see Mars stepping up
all right.
Against Kilo. You know, definitely the favorite entering in today.
Returning champ from last week.
Yeah, from most weeks at this point, right?
Yeah. So Mars... Enkidu player from Uniclear. Really enjoyed playing that character, and then probably feeling right at home with Sori's. Like, definitely, like, even just vibe-wise, aesthetics-wise, it's probably a similar vibe. So it makes sense. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we haven't been able to see Mars because he plays on PC, so it's
one of the people who was waiting for the change to be able. The change that I told like. 8 people asked, like, is this ever going to be on on PC? And I was like, no, I hate PC, which I do. But objectively, the gameplay is, in fact, better. Like, there's no way around that. The online's just better on PC version.
Right. But we get to see, like, so we were talking earlier, Kilo was messing around with Zoe last week, but he's going straight to Grand. So I don't know if it's just like, all right, Zoe's not for me, and now we're just going straight back to Grand. Oh, missed the thing. But the spot dodge punish wasn't quite there. Still DP'd afterwards. Uh-oh, flex time. But nothing's... Mars is still trying to work his way out of the corner, make it time. Yeah, he's just backing up is Kilo into a boot, and now, yeah, pressure. I believe, do you know Saurus's, like, frame data on that? Because he's using close M pressure.
Yeah, I believe it's 0, which you know can work against 6-frame characters, but
and that's why I'm like on Sori's end is it? 6 frames? I'm not sure. Yeah, backing up. I like the way Kilo's playing this. He's back up, throw some safe fireballs into so that he can do a safe boot right there. Mars has been getting caught with a lot of like safe boots, but great punish on the 214L.
Yeah, Kilo, you know, when we first started this tournament series, he showed some really aggressive stuff,
yes,
like
yes.
kind of supers and neutral, trying to call out stuff. But over the last several weeks, he has just kind of realized he doesn't need it, right? Like,
and he still that's actually the scary part though. He can still turn it on. Sometimes he does still turn on.
yeah,
They're
that's
really
what
aggressive.
I think that makes it even more dangerous. Is that you don't think it's coming, and then the run up overhead. You know, you play he'll play neutral for 60 seconds, and then run up overhead, and then you get counter hit, and grand happens.
Yeah. You saw one of the marks of Kilo's play. It's just that awareness. Saw a straight hit, caught him out of the air with like a 5H, and still was able to time everything right and know the resources he knew to get the kill. So, but now Mars getting his game started. Try to go for a reset, gets challenged out of it, and he's getting thrown a ton. Great
jumping ahead. And Sora's JM is a really interesting button, actually. Has a bit of a cross-up box, good horizontal range. His jump-ins in general, his JH is like the best air normal in the game, I'm convinced. I cannot think of a better jump-in in the game. That thing, that thing led me to believe that Jita had the worst anti-air in the game, but it was only because at that point, the only matchup I had played was Sori's, and his JH just obliterated her 2H. Run up through, and yeah, we can see that, right?
Like, yeah, we see it. Oh man, that must be interesting because
Gonna get that sweep. What? That's a. What was that? Hold up.
DP no carry.
You get 2 5Us in a combo. Into the air reset too. Safe spacing on the EX boot. Yeah. Last chance here from Mars. Got to definitely decide if he wants to hold on to that super to cash out a combo or go into buff mode.
Is like.
Nice.
He's definitely playing the neutral slow, but sometimes
yeah, there's
sometimes
the JH.
He's just caught by boot or 2M, but nah, there's pretty good damage. Yeah.
Does that combo against the air? Yeah, I don't think that. I don't know if that's a thing. Even if it.
But even then, it was still,
either way though, nice blocks and Mars gonna get on the board.
Yeah, you see that like we were just talking about. Like Kilo was playing pretty patiently those first couple rounds. So you just saw a bunch of risks there, and it cost them the round, but. He still seems pretty in control. There's a DP's flying. Yeah, 2M is still +1, by the way. Just that
no, I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna get salty on stream. We're not gonna talk about it. Having plus on block 2Ms. It has enough active frames that you can hit it meaty and then link close 5M.
Yeah, it seems like Grand can definitely get the close M pressure against Sori's pretty well.
Yeah, and you can see that Kilo. Oh god, yeah.
Okay, not quite.
Didn't have the right height, but you know, even after a couple of miscues, still able to close out the perfect. Kilo showing the kind of lack of recovery on boot. If you neutral jump it, it is not a rush punch, right? You're not going to punish that move if you neutral jump it. That's not how it works. You're going to get anti-aired.
A lot of us learned that the hard way.
Yeah, for sure. It feels like a natural thing to do, right? Neutral jump a forward moving attack. That's just not how that one works.
It's not how it works, unfortunately, but good stuff to Kilo. You could definitely see like the awareness he had in the match. You can saw like sometimes he still got like flexed on, but you could see like I think that's where a lot of the grabs came from. It's like that threat of flex. Yeah. You're just gonna like poke out and then like run up grab. I think that's really strong against Sori's.
All right, as we're getting into our next match, I want to remind everyone you can support these brackets directly with Matcherino at matcherino.com/T SSSO 050920 GBVS. And you can use that same string, SSSO 050920 GBVS, as a coupon code to throw 50 cents in the pot for free. If you don't want to, have the scratch to donate anything else, you can at least throw that in. All it is a couple clicks, and you can support these players for free. We also have some pretty sick shirts available at teespring.com/the-waifu-dome with art by Quasimodo X. All proceeds from these will go to help fund further events that I run, both SSS and Mishima Monthly when we can return to offline events. And if you want to give us a follow, you can hit me on Twitter at the Waifu Dome, myself at BG Callisto. Of course, you're on the Twitch, and there's the YouTube that the archives for not just this, but all the tournaments I do will be uploaded to later. So up next, looks like we're going to have I believe I see Drifter Dane sitting down and Chris Chaos on the other side.
Okay.
So gonna have
Chris?
Zoe against Matera.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris, definitely been putting in work. Hasn't really been able to participate in SSSO in particular, but been putting in work in like NLBC, Ronin Rumble, getting like top 16, really close to top 8s on those tournaments. Top 8 a couple times too. So Chris has been putting in a lot of work, and I love. I feel like Matera, like with the amount of awareness that you need to have to succeed with this character, that he's squarely on this character.
Yeah, and it's just years of Arxis game knowledge on top of each other, right? Like a very experienced player in BlazBlue, in Guilty Gear, just a solid understanding of like how the tools that they give their characters are intended to be used. And you'll see that when things like, you know, challenging with overhead, instead of going for like necessarily the spot dodge throw OS, you'll see him just recognize the overhead and 5L out and confirm, get the knockdown. Very hard character to open up. So we'll see what Drifter Dane has with the new character. Someone who does have solid anti-zoning tools, but I'm not sure if they're enough to keep up with the level of projectiles that Matera can put out, especially when Zoe's are tied to her dragon meter, right? She can only throw so many fireballs, even though they are very good.
And I was just about to say, like, the places where Zoe does struggle are characters like who can like stop her from like just charging in neutral, and I feel like Matera has a decent amount of tools with arrows to do that. And also, you know, no reversal right now, so this, even if this doesn't kill the set play right now that's gonna happen for Chris Chaos, it's gonna be hard to get out of. Does have Super Skybound available. There's that EX DP, not really a DP though, used in neutral to kind of get plus frames just out of nowhere. Yeah, great punish on the roll. Pretty in control round for Chris Chaos. We'll see what Drifter Dane has to do in order to compete with that. But
you can see the kind of knowledge of his own character, and that's going to be part of the uphill battle for anyone playing Zoe against anyone who's played the same character since the game came out, right? Like, you got a week and a half against a few months at this point. All right, yeah, finds the EXDP, and I call it a DP because it's a DP motion, but Zoe, it's more of like a neutral bypass tool, right? It's a lot like kind of Ragnar's Blood Scythe in BlazBlue, where it's invuln in the middle, not at the startup, but it's plus if they block it. Nice block on the overhead.
Great block.
That might be too slow. It's a pretty wow, no animation
it
though.
It is pretty quick, but no animation. But because Zoe I was just about to say Zoe has great corner step play and was pretty close to there, but. Good awareness from Chris Chaos to clutch out that round. And you see kind of the hard part about not being a traditional DP is that Chris Chaos can definitely assault in with that Matera.
Zoe
unique skill.
Zoe has an interesting anti-air in her 2H where it is like a column above her. Like, it covers vertically crazy high, but it doesn't cover horizontally very well, and it's not like all of her buttons are like relatively slow. They cover great spaces for the most part, but they're not fast. So you're not going to see assault, especially online, in 2H it.
Yeah, so yeah, this is Chris Chaos running that. And that's the thing, that hurts the most too, because there's some Materas that like really rely on that pressure. Chris doesn't, but so when he has that available, that just adds another layer to his game. That just makes it so hard to compete against him.
Yeah, my saying is always that Matera players are zoners up until they lose the life lead, and then they're under night players.
Yep, pretty much. That we call it assault from under night. It's basically 6U.
Yeah, Drifter there, he probably got a plink trying to super skybound skill button to punish the fireball. That happens to me sometimes, where like you accidentally plink skill into you and you get the wrong super.
All right, okay, Zoe has the corner. Let's see what Drifter Dane can set up.
Using the
the lightning in the block string.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, fortunate. That was a defensive back throw. Fortunate that Chris Chaos mistimed or misspaced his throw. But you can see, like, Drifter Dane had the corner for the first time, but he didn't use 236H at all. Like, it didn't actually use any of the Zoe set play. Has some good positioning here again. Let's see if he's going to be able to use...
Yeah, I knew, like, I was looking at that Dragon Meter. He had the charge there, so good awareness from Drifter Dane and kept his Dragon Meter alive. Time to go in now. Yeah, big confirm. That should be it, yeah.
Nice usage of the EXDP to kind of bypass the projectiles and get in with plus frames.
Yeah, I'd have to. Oh, great roll, but I have to imagine it's hard for Matera to really do anything about that unless she's like super trying to call it out.
Interesting respect. I mean, there's no what's Matera going to? Oh, I think we saw a bit of a lag spike on our side. I think actually when he set up in the corner, there was some lag there. So you can see both players kind of taking a moment. We'll call it a button check. Yeah. That is unfortunate for Drifter Dane. You know, right when he had kind of the best position that he's had.
That's unfortunate. But does find his way, despite that, find his way in the corner again. But yeah, Chris Chaos using that movement just to jump out. Are you using EX? I like how some people have been approaching using EX Lightning. Really interesting. But Dragon Meter
caught with the assault animation. Yeah, this will probably be it. If not, it's extremely close. Yeah, Chris Chaos gonna close it out.
Unfortunate how that round went, but that's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, Drifter Dane's starting to kind of find his way in the matchup, but when he had the corner, and I mean, it's something you can't be too mad about because, like, we all know what we're signing up for, right? There's a reason why I don't charge money to enter these tournaments because, like, it's gonna happen. We're unfortunately going to run into a position where you're making a good run and things are just kind of blown up by lag, and we have to just accept that that's gonna suck for a little bit. Like
we have to roll with the punches because that's all we got right now. So it's definitely unfortunate, but Chris Chaos gonna move on regardless. Into winners.
Up next, I'm gonna be coming back up. It's gonna be myself against the person who I've probably played the most in the last couple weeks. Nobody EXE running Percival. He's been helping me with a lot of stuff, not just in this matchup in particular, but kind of like the ideas of how I'm supposed to be playing Catalina now that she's not really able to run it in Bulldog when she has the advantage.
Yeah, nobody, very cerebral type of player, really knows the system well and really uses that to his advantage. And like Percival, we talked about a little bit, like this character is definitely really, really strong in this patch. Got some buffs, and then with the nerfs to most other characters, it's just been a strong force. Yeah, you see those big buttons, like although they're whiff punishable, it definitely lead to a lot of damage. That sweep is ridiculous now. And you see that jump you can be hard to anti.
I jumped before he did it, so I wasn't able to whiff punish it.
You see that slow play that nobody EXE likes to use, like nothing too committal.
That's what you got to do as Cat in this matchup. That's what he's been training me on.
Yeah, but look at all this stagger pressure. But great blocks from Callisto. There's no reason to really challenge there. Nothing too big to challenge on. There's that 5H swinging again. Not scared. Not really deterred. Whoa, what a timing on the 2H. Yeah,
no, he was too high. The super whiffed.
But you can see kind of the knowledge that both these players have. A lot of respect already because they know how each other plays. The timing on the 2H again. Can't do that a second time. They'll be EXE being a little stubborn on using the jump U instead of a regular jump in. But great timing for Callisto to call it out. Stock? Round start stock? Alright. Great, confirmed by nobody EXE. 3 hit confirmed. That's really good as first of all. That jump U still coming out. DP, no care. Yeah, there's that 5H. Doesn't gets in with the EX command dash. And now Percival has some pretty great normal suppressor in the corner.
You can see he's doing the spot dodge to kind of keep himself safe, because if he doesn't do that spot dodge off of the 5H, I can actually sweep punish it on block as he's retracting the normal.
Yeah, and it kind of gives you a little.
He caught me looking for the gun.
Yeah. All right, great sweep.
Oh, what?
Didn't quite
Good
get the
block
corner.
by him.
Okay,
I can't believe I stayed there.
Yeah, now it's in the corner against Cat. There, as long as nobody doesn't, put anything out, it's too risky. Should be good, but
yeah,
also has the corner. Yeah, great patience in the corner. And that's the thing when you're playing against Cat and you have the life lead in the corner. There's no reason to risk anything with attack or like really anything.
Oh, that was too far. Come on.
Great confirm on the whiff. I think that's one big thing that a lot of people are still trying to do is if somebody whiffs a throw, just being able to have that awareness to punish.
And because if you react with a throw, just kind of like out of habit, you'll actually be punishable depending on like how long it took you to react.
Yeah. Great 5H, gonna push himself out of the corner.
I tried to block it, but I didn't get the...
Big DP. First one he showed. Wow, still jump viewing.
I'm dead.
DXC is not deterred. Yeah. That's one of the big things too. Just an errant 5H, and if you have stocked up, it's just gonna go straight into Skybound after an EX. Good stuff to nobody EXC.
This matchup feels bad to lose in because you have all the tools you need, but you have to use them correctly all the time, and it's like it's definitely you getting exposed if you lose to Percival for the most part.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting match because both characters kind of have like similar tools, just in different ways. So.
Oh, that was a punish.
Yes, that 5H really pestering in the corner. Gonna stock up. Very disrespectful, kind of. All right, DP bait. That was a great DP punish.
Gonna have to spend. Yeah, had to spend EX DP for the knockdown.
Still swatting out of the air is Callisto. That was a high jump. You know, able to confirm pressure by
Nobody. There's the throw. Yeah, I was waiting for it the first time.
Looking move is close. Yeah, that 5H pestering again.
How does Callisto work out this corner?
Oh, okay, that could have been Skybound, but not quite. Yes, still jumping up with that jump U. Is that a back throw? Nope. Stagger pressure, yeah, nobody EXE is hard to open up. We talked about before last time he played.
Oh, okay, sick.
Oh, wow.
No! I thought I'd get over it. It was so fast.
Yeah, we talked about before last time nobody EXE played in one of the SSSOs. His defense is really good. Doesn't get opened up by the overhead too much, and that's really detrimental against for the cat player if they're really, really hell-bent on not getting opened up with the overhead. Really flushed out defense from nobody EXE.
Command grab.
And the command grab finally comes out. First one of the set. It's just adding to the mind games.
Oh, good spacing by him.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. That was my way out.
Pastoring with 5H. Finally finds a jump in, but yeah, gonna tech out. Trying not to get put in the corner himself is nobody EXE. Great confirm. Gonna go into the gun flame.
Yeah, using the JL to get me trying to anti-air the delay JU.
And you see how many tools nobody EXE is like cycling through when he's corner pressuring. He's not using the same one once. Wow, what a walk! Overhead plus frames again. Great blocks, but now gets clipped legs.
I read throw.
Oh man. No confirms with nobody, but it's tough call from Callisto. But we're getting close to the corner, which means
that was. Yeah. I probably should have DP'd, but that was a really bad situation that I didn't spot dodge the M follow-up. So he had plus frames there.
Yeah, he had a lot of M follow-ups on you that set.
Yeah, which is something he hadn't shown a lot kind of the last couple times we played. So it's like the answer to that for people who are fighting this matchup is basically seeing it in time to spot dodge or neutral jump it, because you can jump out and come down and punish it. Spot dodge, a little bit easier to react with and will get you out of other follow-ups, but a little bit less time to punish if you go that route.
Yeah, if you do have a DP though, like the moment you see like Percival kind of rushing at you with the command dash, it's probably a best bet to like DP if you have the reactions for it. So it could be hard in the moment, but.
All right, so up next, what do we got? Looks like we got Velvet up against Kizarkrate, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. And we saw Velvet using that. I forgot.
Jita.
Yeah, Jita. So is this losers then?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so Kizar's already in losers. Yeah, somebody who's been consistently placing well. Also on Percival. So Percival Jita. It's a match that I played a little bit. Like 5H, you can like kind of with Jita's own 5H, you can kind of snipe Percival's 5H, but not really getting any meaningful confirm off it. So
yeah, that's
neutral
something
can be a little tough here or there.
I do play both characters. I play Jita as well, and this is definitely a matchup that, after trying them both out in this version of the game, I would rather play a slightly nerfed Catalina against Percival than Jita. She just has trouble confirming from long range. Like, she doesn't have a boot or a thrust, like a very quick forward moving attack that Grand or Cat would have. Her buttons are perfectly competent, right? Like, she can whiff punish themselves. She just can't get as much for it. Good forward moving DP so though. Why, that's something that Cat is not allowed to do actually, is DP through Gunflame, because her DP doesn't go far forward enough, where Jita does not have that problem. Open up with the overhead. Nice delay into the 2L. Kizzer in control right now. And spot dodge against Gunflame is definitely not the answer. There's a few.
Yeah,
You can DP the gap. You can
sweep.
You can sweep. Yeah, and you can sweep and take the
Sweep
trade.
is good.
For Cat and Gran, they can 2-4M and take a trade that'll knock Percival pretty far back.
Yeah, so you can say, yeah, you kind of see with Velvet. Maybe not too familiar with playing against a Percival if you're trying to spot dodge, but sweep into the Rekka is gonna get him out of the corner. But a challenge from Kizzer Crate, gonna keep that corner pressure up. DP, there's no respect right now. Mashing on Wake Up. There has been no respect this round at all. Still gonna have the corner control is Kizzer Crate.
Oh yeah, and that's fast.
That's fast. This is a blink of an eye, and he's stabbing me in the stomach.
Kizzer with a quick game 1.
Yeah. And yeah, you kind of see, we talked about Velvet's maybe unfamiliarity with how to deal with the Percival corner pressure, and still very strong even if you know how to deal with it. With that layer 1, he's been having trouble with. Yeah, trying to whip punish with a DP in neutral.
Yeah,
and not a bad idea.
No, yeah, for sure. That works against characters with super long extended hurtboxes. Jita light DP is extremely difficult to punish on whiff or on block. Like that is not an easy punish, so it's not a bad call out. Nice delay.
Okay, great anti-air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that corner pressure for all those gun flames he was doing in the previous round. He's just poke, wait, and then anti-aired it out of the air. Just solid fighting game, just universal.
And as good as the JUs are from the 3 kind of main pro tag characters, they don't change their jump timings, right? They always come down at the same time. They're very anti-airable moves if you react in time and aren't committed to anything.
Right.
So you can see Kizzer Crate just holding, like waiting up and then nailing the 2H. Good pressure here.
Something we saw,
nice
like Velvet having trouble with against you is that when he's corner pressuring, he's really been getting jumped in on, and the corner pressure reverts right to the other player. So.
Yeah, and some of that is that Jita, you can see using the close 5H there, a little unintuitively, Jita's best anti-air is probably her close 5H, not her 2H. All right, went with the easy version, so I don't think this will quite finish the round.
It's actually the right version. He actually did the real version.
Did you? I didn't see the...
Yeah, it's the goods. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see him on my side.
Yeah. So yeah, did it all, and then it was able to convert to kill. Yeah, I don't think with the easy input it would have killed.
Yeah.
So good stuff from Velvet. He definitely had that unlock. Oh my god, Kizzer is not respecting the pressure from Velvet, and it's been working out beautifully.
There, and that's the problem you see, where her better anti-air is her close standing H. If you're in far H range, it's going to get smoked by jump-ins. And JH from Percival is actually a really solid jump-in button. The bonk reaches super far, brings his hurtbox up a bit, and Kizzer able to close out game 2. Going to take this one 2-0.
Kizzer is definitely a fan of that JM. You see him use it a ton. And the sets we see him play on this stream. So good stuff to Kizzer. Moving on in losers.
Alrighty, it looks like I think we need to run my losers match to make sure we don't hold up the bracket here. So it's going to be myself against new challenger.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Callisto does play Catalina as well as Jita, but default, if you're going in blind, probably Catalina.
Yeah, and realistically, there's only a couple matchups where like I know for sure. You know, I mentioned it earlier, like Fairy, I'm definitely gonna play Jita. Couple other characters that I'm like on the fence about. Ladiva, I might choose Jita for. Not that Cat has a bad matchup at all, just Jita can be a little bit safer.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's sort of, I'm still kind of feeling out some other ones. I think I'd probably play Jita against Lancelot as well.
I can see that.
I like the forward.
Yeah,
I like the forward moving DP against Lance.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, waiting on new challenger to get into the lobby.
Challenger. I think, you know, we talked about like the relative strength of characters. I think, you know, Cat is still very much up there. You know, it's hard to pin down. It's like it's only been a week and a half basically of the patch, and
I think
hard to pin
she's
down
still
exactly the thing.
she's both noticeably adjusted, right? Like taking away they didn't reduce her up close pressure. If it's a 5-frame character, they like removed it from the game. Like she just can't run in a bulldog
and
anymore.
that's a change across the board too.
Yeah, but I also don't know, if she needed that. I think probably as a Catalina player, like you're always gonna be like, ah, crap, I got nerfed, that sucks. But the only one that like kind of bugged me was it's not that they calmed down her Far 5H, it's that they left Jita and Grands as they were. Because those buttons head to head already beat Catalina's, because she extends a hurt box and they don't. They just stand in place and spin around. So like that was the only one where I was like, come on, like you're gonna make mine more whiff punishable, but I can't use it to whiff punish theirs. So
it's
like
so
that's
much fun to just swing 5H as Cheetah.
Yeah.
And you run into it.
And if you have regular,
that's so fun.
if you have regular Skybound, it's like probably the best buffer super for like a whiff punish in the game. All right, so still waiting on new challenger here.
We'll see how that plays out eventually. It's hard. I've talked about this a couple times, but it's usually nice to see after a nice patch, like, oh, what are the tournaments that we're gonna see this at, or the majors? But we don't have that luxury this year, unfortunately. It's a really, really weird year for Granblue, because it's definitely pretty poppin' in terms of how many people are playing, how many people are interested, how many people are watching. But it's kind of in this limbo state in terms of, all right, we're only watching like online.
Yeah,
sets,
it's stuck as an online game with not the best netcode and a big name game from the same studio with rollback is Inbound, right? Like that's kind of the struggle, is like, is Granblue gonna maintain, is it gonna get Arxis cycled, or is it gonna maintain its strength? I think it definitely can stand on its own as a game, right? Like it's pretty different from a lot of games, especially Arxis games in particular. It has something that a lot of people from other genres were looking for. You see a giant influx of like Street Fighter players specifically, because it's a that for sure. This is the Street Fighter 4 revival. You see me, you, Redman. We've seen Hornet floating around. I saw Gil Stole My Ride playing this. That's how you know, right? You never see him play something other than Street Fighter 4, and he's playing Granblue. So I think that the game has enough of its own identity to kind of hold fine when Strive comes out, but it'll also be kind of like, if one game is good to play online and the other's bad to play online, and you can only play online, that could be an issue, right? So that's gonna probably be the like biggest test, right? Is like when Strive comes out, how does the online strength of this game maintain?
As far as content goes, it seems like they already have a fall DLC lined up still, but it probably means like in 2021 there's probably still going to be DLC. So I think they're willing to support the game on the developers end. It's just how it shapes up, with the situation we're in the world right now, plus just how it ends up being received in general. It's going to be really interesting to watch. Definitely nobody really knows what's going to happen, so we'll see. I definitely like the game a lot, so I hope it does have the strength to hold on its own and not get Arxis cycled, but only time will tell.
All right, so still trying to track down new challenger. They were there.
Is a new challenger approaching?
All right, bear with us for a second.
Yes. Callisto doing all the work, running it, streaming it, playing in it, so it can be some downtime here and there. But thank you all for watching, tuning in. We have a little bit smaller bracket today, so we'll go by pretty quickly. After this, I believe we're gonna have BB Tag as well. So
yeah, 5 p.m. It's gonna be BB Tag.
And so we'll see how this goes. And on the winner side, like character representation wise, still in this bracket, we still have a couple Percivals. We still have I don't know if the Sori's army is still in there with Mars and Marvin Pie. We'll definitely have our grand representation with Kilo. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think last week, all the online tournaments is like Zoe, and Lance. That's the weird thing about this week. And all of our Lance players got gate cut by the PC change. Some because of circumstances with their PCs, others just because they just don't have that PC version. So
and that's a character who I haven't seen a lot of post patch, right? Like someone who was, you know, maybe received the most noticeable nerfs, but also someone who pretty specifically, he was in a really weird spot pre-patch, right? Where, for me personally, I don't think I would have ever argued that Lancelot himself was top 3, but the matchups he did win were specifically against the top 3. Like, he mauled Grand Cat and Fairy. And it was like a really interesting dynamic of him being, you know, maybe the 4th or 5th best character of the game. Charlotta was definitely up there for contention of like being where he was, but she had like relatively evenish matchups with those characters where he just was like, they were characters built around putting you in the corner and then just detonating you when you made a mistake in the corner. And Lancelot has, you know, 5 ways out of the corner, and one of his supers you can't whiff a meaty and recover in time to block. The other super's safe. Like, fantastic wake up options in terms of being like, if he cycles them correctly, he almost never has to block. You always have to respect his wake up.
You have to make a read in order to punish some of the things they can do on wake up, depending on the character. I mean, Fairy can set up OSs with GG, but that's besides the point.
Okay, so it looks like new challenger actually went MIA, so we're gonna unfortunately have to DQ him. To my benefit. Hell yeah, moving on to losers.
Ooh, rigging the bracket. T.O. rigging the bracket for himself. He put in this guy named New Challenger.
I will pass it on to management, which happens to be me, and I approve it. So we're going to move on in the losers bracket. It's going to be myself against Drifter Dane.
All right.
We played a fair amount earlier this week, a couple days ago. Zoe and Jita. Looks like he's opting to go with Zoe. Zoe appears to be relatively good against the Shoto type characters, right? Good fireball game.
We talked about like she's kind of like a shoulder killer. She can like sit and like charge and then start using that meter to really control the pace of the match against the Shoto type characters like Cat, Gran, and Jita. So that's pretty. For right now, it seems like she does pretty well against them. But
the trade-off is that she has buttons that cover a lot of the same spaces as Catalina's, but they're all slower. Like in every instance, Catalina has a slightly faster button.
So if you can push to the corner, like Callisto is doing right now, that threat of like all these 2Ms that being a little bit faster is bad. And then now, big overhead. You have to have your defense up to snuff as Zoe in the corner because you have to hold a lot. You have to be really good with your challenges and knowing when your turn is, when it's not. Okay.
That was a mistake. I wasn't expecting the walkout. Ooh.
Using that dragon, tried to keep a pin in the corner, running out a dragon meter, but still has a decent amount left.
Yeah, that was lucky. Thankfully, when he knocked me down in the corner, he didn't have dragon meter to set up the 236H. So
yes. Right, okay, using the regular version of that DP type move to try and get in.
All right, checking out wake up.
And using that time in that blockchain to charge a little bit of dragon meter. Every little bit counts. You might think charge here there is not enough, but and that's big. When you hit with that move, you get a ton of dragon meter. Look at how much meter he has now. But great roll and stagger pressure from Callisto. Drifter Dane is gonna have to hold a lot of pressure here. Good blocking the empty jump low, the classic for decades. Oh yeah, that's something that gets.
He might be alive. I had to do. Oh no. Okay, he's dead.
No, that's kind of.
Yeah, there was a weird height. So I was expecting him to go over my head after the X thrust, and he didn't. So I had to use skill button super because I wasn't able to like adjust to him staying in front quickly enough to buffer a full super. But thankfully, scaling was on my side.
I think the hardest part right now is like one of Zoe's strengths is that setting up that pressure and playing the corner. And Drifter Dane has the corner a couple times, but just hasn't found the way to set up. And now this is big damage. Look at how much life melted off of one. Errant.
Ooh, that was a punish. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Setting up the dragon. Yeah, that's easily guard button, but at least switches position so that he's closer to the corner. And using that dragon meter again there. Yeah, that little 236L from Zoe is just a really good pester tool, but you need the dragon meter for it, so that's why he has to try and charge it.
Good check with the 2M. I tried to move forward.
Challenge. Okay, great block on the overhead. That's hard to see, and now he's out of dragon meter, so he's just gonna do this without the dragon. That's a great jump.
Oh, am I okay? Yeah. I got caught with the 5L. I was hoping I'd recover in time to block, but there is a bit more recovery on that button now.
And this does a chunk every time.
Yeah, no animation needed.
Well, it wasn't, but yeah, see that's the hard part right there. Like obviously you can try to thrust, but there's a mind game to trying to thrust when they're when Zoe is trying to charge her dragon meter.
Nice 2M, pop my roll.
So using that dragon meter, trying to push in a little bit close to the corner. Yeah, great call out with the follow up to charge. That is an invincible move.
I thought I would get under.
After you charge.
Wow, I couldn't reach that.
Oh wow, a roll. Great 2H, and then just using that 2H hit stun to get a little dragon meter.
That button is full invuln, I swear to God. Or that move.
Alright, oh now Drifter Dane has to hold a lot of corner pressure. No anti-air in the jump U. Using EX Fireball, try to get some pressure. Drifter Dane desperately trying to get out of the corner.
Yeah, this is going to put him out of the corner, and I'm not really going to get a safe jump here, but I wanted to cash out while I had the hit.
Because next, like, kind of meaningful hit will kill anyway.
Wow, that was Fireball! Come on!
Okay, this could go bad in a hurry now that you had Drifter Dane has the corner, but out of Dragon Meter now, has to deal with the corner pressure without the Dragon. It's gonna probably use EX Lightning somewhere, or just hope with 2Ms. I like that idea too.
Okay.
Yeah. You saw, even after all that, Drifter Dane still didn't have the Dragon Meter up yet, so if you have to forgo the Dragon Meter and you run out, you're going to be out of that Dragon for quite a bit of time. You can still charge the Dragon Meter, but you still won't have Dragon available until it lights up. So, Callisto pushing again. That the first part of that little Rekka series that Zoe does is not punishable, but pushes you far back, and she can do the second follow-up to try and catch you.
Oh, I thought I was going to catch the cross-up.
And again, out of Dragon Meter, so Drifter Dane's gonna have to fight in neutral without it for quite some time. Yeah, just gonna have to rely on pokes, and Zoe's pokes are good. They're just a little bit on the slower side. Gonna get 2H anti-air for
I'm gonna catch out here in case I don't get another.
Yeah.
I didn't have faith in getting another like real big hit, so.
And I like the idea if you end up switching sides on the combo.
Nice check.
To use the Skybound anyway, just catch up the damage already. Has the corner, running out of Dragon Meter, but still has enough for a 2-6H. Great bait!
Yeah, I got.
That's a tough call. Like, when you're like pretty close to dying there, and Zoe sets up a 2-3-6.
Yeah, and I was gonna have to hold an overhead mix up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And like, it's not the most unreactable mix. I think Lance is better for like the true, like, very, very dirty unreactable, but they're all layered, they're all safe. So it just ends up like layering and layering on the pressure. So good stuff to Drifter Dane, but Callisto gets the wall bounce off a normal thrust. Trying to walk up just very, very gingerly and getting the confirm off the clash. Yeah, Callisto going in now. Lots of stagger pressure.
Oh, that was punish again.
Great challenge though.
Oh, yeah. Got a guard button now.
No guard. No guard button, getting exposed there. Yeah, that 5H2 is like really similar to Percival's. Not as far range, but Zoe's 5H, no splash. Wow, 5H!
I just missed a meaty.
But no! I'm surprised no animation.
Oh, I stayed in front. I think he blocked the wrong direction. That was kind of a wonky landing. that was lucky.
Yeah. When you're trying to block and you're not really using guard, because there's situations where you know you're supposed to guard button, but your habit as a fighting game player to just block jump-ins normally by holding back sometimes gets the best of you and get mixed up when you probably shouldn't have. But Callisto controlling the corner again.
Yeah, I was too high.
Drifter Dane hasn't been doing a terrible job of challenging out, as you see there. So it hasn't been too bad once he got in the corner, but Callisto slowly pushing again. That neutral jump has been getting killed though. Got the wall bounce too.
Definitely cashing out here, especially because I'm going to keep the corner.
Sure. Get the corner.
Try to find the safe jump.
Yeah. A meaningful safe jump timing. Boom.
Good check.
And we say safe jump, but Zoe doesn't really have anything that needs safe jumping. Like it's on her best option is 11 frame, is invincible on 11 frames, so that's really easy to safe jump. Wow, great call out. You knew, like, especially without Dragon Meter, you have to. That Zoe's gonna go for that EXDP option in neutral, but trying to use that EX Lightning. A lot of pressure from Drifter Dane, but
I missed it the first time, but I was like, he was in a position where he had to make something happen, so like I knew the DP was like kind of better odds.
Pretty cool set. Good stuff for Callisto to clutch that out, especially with all that corner pressure.
Yeah. Chris Cass pointing out in chat the Drifter getting a little robbed on the super he did coming out of the corner, not getting animation. Too. Yeah.
I was like, it was a close 5-8.
That is a difference on easy input, and the differences between easy input super and regular input super kind of varies by character and by super. But one of the consistent things is supers that have animations, you're generally going to get the animation from further away if you use the real input.
Right.
Unless it's Jita, and then she just gets it from wherever. It's ridiculous. All right, so we're going to move on to winners semis. We're going to have Kilo up against Rogue.
Okay.
Rogue, newcomer to the tournament, having a pretty good run so far in winners, though. See how he fares up against Kilo.
I can't remember because I feel like I've seen this before. Maybe it was at an LK. But yeah, it was definitely Cat Gran, or it was Cat Zoe when they first played the first time.
Yeah, this is a matchup, for the most part, even, as I mentioned, similar to the Jita matchup. Kat has a really hard time dealing with the 5H of Gran, the far 5H. She can't really whiff punish it. Gran's Fireball game is slightly better, but Kat, I think, has, like an equal, if not slightly better anti-air game, and she can stand back and play a little bit further than Gran can.
Oh man, look at Kilo go in the corner right now. Big
baited. That's going to be round one. Yeah, easy punish. Just 2 buttons straight into super.
I like that. Sometimes Kilo goes for like the really hard read where you spot dodge.
Yeah.
The DP punish, but no reason to. Just block.
It kind of depends. Like if you micro dash, sometimes you have to because there's startup to blocking. And the air. What? That knocks down? That's not even an air reset? All right, Gran. Jesus.
Jeez. Oh my god.
Wow. I was like, I thought that route was like interesting, but I thought it would air reset, so he wasn't going to get like a safe jump or anything. Instead, it looks like it soft knocks down. I pray that's a soft knockdown. That's a hard knockdown. I am going into the files of my PC version and deleting Gran.
Yeah, using 5U for you, a round start just for you, I feel. Great spot dodge on the blockstream. Great awareness from Kilo. Got rid of that EX fireball.
Nice patience by Rogue here. Finds the punish on the DP.
Oh yeah, great challenge after that auto combo from Kilo.
Yeah, and Rogue showing, even though it did put him up close minus, that is sort of kind of the way to pressure as Catalina now, is you frame trap into 2 hits of auto combo, which is going to be safer than just letting a single button that you could otherwise link from counter hit. Usually you're just better off doing the 2 hits of auto combo and taking the -3 or whatever it is. Nice, max range 5H. Oh, he had the hit, but didn't believe in it.
And the classic Kilo run up, great stuff from Rogue to not bite.
Fortunate trade for Kilo there.
Second time the challenge. Wait. How did he get another one?
How did he get EX boot again? Didn't he just do EX boot? Maybe it was medium.
Does it come back on class?
I'm gonna need to see this match again later. I could have sworn he just did EX boot, unless maybe it was medium boot.
Yeah, maybe it was medium boot, but yeah, I definitely thought it was.
Oh, finds the wall bounce.
Maybe it was just medium boot.
Yeah, Gran, like, hard-coded to win clashes, I think. I've never seen Gran lose a clash. Uncancelled sweep, nice heads-up punish by Kilo, getting the hard knockdown. Rogue not out of it yet.
Yeah.
Has to burn thrust for the hard knockdown. Oh, he got a 2H. That's not gonna. Ooh, that was
Okay, he didn't get all the hits though, but yeah, Kilo waking up with buttons, still not dead yet. Oh, wow. Big bet.
Oh, he caught him pushing a button. And Kilo moving on to winners finals like that. Unfortunate stuff for Rogue. Rogue maybe could have finished that round, but did a regular DP instead of an EX. But at that point, DP was the only timer that he had up. So it would have been a big risk to do EX, because if EX didn't kill, he had no timers up. So kind of unfortunate situation there. Ooh, rough times.
Rough. That sucks. Poor cat. Poor cat.
All right, moving on to the other side of our winner semis. We're going to have Nobody EXE against Chris Chaos. These two have played a bunch in a bunch of different Arxis games. So definitely going to be what you talked about earlier of like sometimes you see a match start out with some decisions that might seem weird, but it's because they've played each other often enough that they jump straight to calling out specific tendencies rather than just kind of running the default game plan of their character.
So we'll see. I actually I don't know how they definitely have played a decent amount, but I don't know to what extent. Obviously, it's enough for they're familiar with each other, but I don't think they're super consistent training partners with each other in this game.
Yeah, I know that because I'm like wasting most of Nobody EX's training time.
I mean, I think nobody's been on that Valorant grind, so.
Or the primary game of the fighting game community, which is of course Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. Chris Chaos doing a good job placing these arrows so far. Nobody EXE content with just trying to walk and block, but sometimes that can be hard and you taking a lot of damage. Like, look, Chris already has a full skybound available, so pretty much any meaningful hit is gonna hurt. Yeah,
and that's a pretty big deal because that regular skybound is probably Matera's best anti-air. All right, using the delay JU, finds an opening. Wow, what a check with the 5L. I can't believe that reached that high up.
That was sick.
Oh, he tried to cover the jump out with the jump back normal, but Matera was just a little too high in the air and got over it.
Chris put out that rising jump L pretty fast. So.
Wow.
Oh, what a call out. That's what we talk about, like a specialist. Only a specialist would be able to.
Yeah, to know what specific button with the close 5M.
And the timing of it too, because it was, like you said, it's close M. So you need a specific timing for it, the proximity to it being close.
All right, Nobody EXE
again. And that's the thing about like a matchup like Matera. Like once you have this position, you have the world, so it's really okay to really be super passive because one hit is all it takes. Chris Chaos has to hold a bunch of pressure.
Cashing out on the super, which if you're Nobody EXE, I mean, that's part of the point of the cash out is in case, as you can see here, Chris Chaos was able to work his way out of the corner. He got the damage he could while he was in and then only needed to find one hit when he got back to neutral. Closing out round 2.
Wow, just a run up now from Nobody EXE. I like the way Chris Chaos is sprinkling a little bit of those up arrows, that rain down. Been putting it in because if Nobody EXE is being a little bit more passive, you can use those rain down arrows to really press advantage afterwards. Oh yeah, going in now. Big sweep from Nobody EXE, one of the best sweeps in the game now.
Yeah, for sure. That was that wasn't even in the most recent balance patch. The small patch before it buffed Percival's sweep into being just absurdly good.
Oh, and great pressure for Nobody EXE. That's a tough position from Chris Chaos to be because Percival does have a command grab with that 5U. So just one close L into that mix-up. It's such a deadly mix-up. Nobody EXE first game. What a run-up. Like you see the positioning he gets, that he was being so passive that he can just run up now that Chris Chaos was trying to use those up arrows. Great DP as well.
Nice escape from Chris Chaos. Working his way out of the corner. Pretty even life right now.
And you saw, like, Chris is usually working most of the neutral this round, but one hit from Percival in the corner can lead to an array of mix-ups that...
Nice reaction with the DP. Have a lot of options.
Now pestering in the corner.
Yeah, another good escape by Chris Chaos, but now he has a pretty significant amount of life that has to be made up. Ooh.
Whoa, big bat. But he has all the screen to work with, and Nobody EXE's been having trouble really getting in.
That's a big hit.
Wow,
wow, he didn't he popped out pretty high in the air, and Nobody EXE able to find a stray hit. Chris Chaos trying to even up the life right now.
Oh,
Definitely has to be careful at this spacing with the fireballs,
Yeah.
though, because Nobody EXE's looking at the icons. Oh, wow, just got a little uppity there on the super, but it's safe.
Wow. I'm surprised he went for, like, I know it was getting a little antsy of Chris trying to get out of the corner, but man. But yeah, you saw, like, Chris actually had a lot of dangerous butterfly calls and arrow calls, but VXE just off on those punishes, but still was able to pull out that round.
Nobody EXE is generally looking at the icon timers to try to react with DP or super. Like, he's not looking for the animation. He's looking for a specific icon to go dark, and then he lets the DP or the super rip. Old, it's like old third strike tech, right? Looking at the stun bar rather than looking for a hit confirm, and if you see the stun bar go up, let your super go. All right, a little bit of lag. Both players kind of taking a moment to feel out where it is currently. For better or worse, I think that's one of the I guess, good things about this online is at least when you're spectating, you also can see the lag, so. Oh, nice jump out. A little too floaty to come down and get the punish, but. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, Nobody EXE finding the hit into EX sweep, gonna close it out.
Yeah, you see the strength of Percival. You just sit back at that range, especially if in the corner. Players want to just do something, get out. Just 1-5H, 1-2H, gonna go straight into an EX and skybound.
All right, clutch hit.
Stuff from Nobody EXE. Going out to winners finals.
All right, so we're moving down to the loser side. Again, pretty small bracket, so we've made it down to our final six here pretty quickly. Gonna be myself going up against Rogue.
Okay.
So most likely a Catmere. I don't know if Rogue plays other characters, but I would not be surprised to see a Catmere.
Yeah, Catmeres are fun. I don't know about if I like watching. I don't know.
Yeah, I've had very mixed results myself in the Catmere. I feel like I've never had an even Catmere match. I've either like absolutely smoked the other cat or gotten completely nuked myself, and there's never been like an in between. All right. So this is our losers quarters. Loser of this gonna go home in 5th place. The winner gonna move on to loser semis. Oh wow, English cat. All right, I have to do this. I have to do this for justice. All right.
Do it for the weaves.
Everyone cheer for me.
Alright, pick a side. Sub-dub. Boy, who you got? Okay, throwing fireballs from Rogue. Been controlling the pace with the fireballs these first couple seconds. So being the one to try to bulldog more so for the positioning. Rogue the one throwing the fireballs. 2M doesn't get the wall bounce though, but wow, cat jump you beats cat's 2H. Callisto controlling the positional advantage. What a call out!
I missed my EX fireball. That was weird.
Rogue using that
Fuck,
auto
I'm
combo.
dead.
That new block string. Oh my!
I flinched and I died for it.
Yep. That's the way it goes.
Oh, that was a big mistake in the corner. I missed my EX fireball input. I think I missed the corner on it. Lost a pretty big opportunity to maybe close out that round there.
Yeah. Alright. You kind of see the theory on what these two players want to do, even though it's a mirror match. Let's go! But yeah, Rogue's been the one that's
solid
trying to sit back and throw fireballs. Callisto's the one trying to bulldog for the positional advantage, so it's interesting to see how this playing out. Typically you'll see Rogue with Lively more often, but Callisto with the positional
got the
advantage.
punish,
But
yeah.
great call out on the front stage. But no confirm, but still into a reset.
Yeah. Nice positioning there. Had me locked down with the 2M. Cat mirrors are interesting when she has the corner in that she's a character who like very specifically lacks tools to fight her own pressure. Like she when she has the corner, she's actually very good against himself.
Yeah, once again, Callisto's the one trying to bulldog, not trying to match with fireballs. Really great 2M, and this is the advantage of trying to play that way, right? Great confirm off a errant neutral jump. Rogue trying to challenge out.
Wow.
Big jump.
My anti-air got smoked.
How's it feel?
Not good.
Yeah, not good, huh? How's that jumping? You still the same. Big 2M. Gonna get the not quite get the wall bounce. Using that same blockchain, puts himself in the corner. This could be huge for Callisto because now he has all the world end of positioning to just get it confirmed.
Yeah, this should be the round.
Boom. Animation, long ass animation on a regular Skybound. So good stuff to close that out. Yeah, actually big mistake from Rogue to try and get that cross-up jump. You put himself in the corner, put himself in danger of losing all that life, and he did. Oh, great roll, because now that EX Fireball is out of commission for Rogue. But 2M into EX Thrust. Using the EX Thrust doesn't have many EXs on Rogue's side, so it's going to be a big advantage for Callisto during this pressure. Use that 5H, so you see those active frames, the active frame merge. Not quite the wall bounce yet, but big counter hit. And that's going to do it. Just a couple counter hits here or there, the deciding factors, because once you get that red glows on your character and it says counter, your life is going all the way down.
Yes, a big change in Kat's pressure now that I found is her medium no longer gives the close medium from very far away, so it's like less useful in frame traps, but her close 5H that comes out from like mad far, so you can be outside of a character's close 5L range, which essentially turns 5-frame characters into 6-frame characters. So you can find like frame traps that you couldn't before by doing close 5L into close 5H.
Cool. Alright, back throw into the corner. Yeah, stagger pressure. Rogue probably just trying to hold up or something. EXTP. Rogue on his last legs on this round. Trying to walk back shimmy. No dice from Callisto. Doesn't want to take any big damage. But thrust getting dangerously close to the corner. Man, you're kind of close to death range. But what a well-placed fireball. That's the thing I've been talking about this whole match. Callisto probably the one to throw less fireballs in this mirror so far. But that one well-placed fireball really did the work there. And now Callisto's on match point. Trying to run in on that shallow jump in. Slow play from both. And it's kind of like that very Street Fighter 2-esque theory, but you have a spot dodge with it. If you roll or spot dodge or jump over a fireball, it's going to be a long time until they get it back because the timer doesn't start coming back until after it comes off the screen, so you get a little bit of time to win the fireball war with the spot dodge a fireball as opposed to blocking it. Great roll, but not quite a punish, but getting closer and closer to the corner, getting closer and closer to death range, even though Rogue still has like 60% health. But 1-5H could pretty much be close to doing it, but great fight from Rogue right now. Really well placed fireballs. Still trying
that might fall out, yeah.
Yeah, not quite. I wonder if he was just trying to buffer that, or didn't know the range. But yeah, like I said,
that could have even been like EX Fireball if he was doing it manually.
Right. Yeah, look at the damage you get off just a simple poke out.
All right, no timers, so gotta chill for a moment.
That's a chill, but big jump
there
in
we
from
go.
Rogue,
There's the anti-air.
Finally gets 2H. There's the anti-air.
I was willing to risk it that time. At the end of game 2, when I had like a 99% health lead at some point and Rogue went for the jump, I actually just held it because I didn't want to mess with JU, right? Like, Cat play, we know. We're not, you know, oblivious to the strength of JU. It blows up Cat 2H just as much as a lot of other buttons, with Cat 2H being arguably the best anti-air in the game. Like, we're aware of it, and I'm willing to sometimes just hold the jump in. So, good games to Rogue. Appreciate him participating in the tournament today. And we're going to see, oh man, we talk about kind of training partners, people who have played a couple million matches against each other. We're going to have Kizercrate up against Chris Chaos, Percival against Matera. Chris Chaos having to fight 2 Percivals in a row.
But yeah, these are consistent training partners, and I really like, they always go back and forth with other people. Kind of like a similar mindset on how to improve. Just very cerebral type players. And yeah, just like Guilty Gear and other games.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is it's not just this game. I mean, these two have over the years grinded thousands of matches in multiple games against each other.
So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, like we were talking about earlier, it's probably going to be some weird, wonky looking decisions, even just right at the start of the match. But because these players are just so, like, they know so much about each other already, and they've played so many thousands of matches probably at this point already. So it's really interesting to see how that plays out in just a really small sample size of a 2 out of 3 set.
Yeah, that big difference you mentioned with the 2 out of 3 is that Percival has much less time to figure out the pattern, right?
But you see, like, Kizzer already started out with a jump, and it was perfectly called out whatever arrow Chris was doing right at round start. So you see that familiarity already. There's already a mind game going. And you kind of see the difference on how Kizzer approaches this.
Look at this, the usage of the far 5M. Like, Chris Chaos has such good knowledge of when to use which buttons of Matera's. What a confirm. And even though he didn't get a ton of damage, that pushed Percival into the corner.
Right.
Matera having the entire screen to work with again.
And you see, like, kind of...
That was sick.
Like, you see, like, both the matches we saw there, they're really kind of familiar. Chris Chaos and Nobody EXE was a little bit more slow, a little more passive. Kizzer versus Chris Chaos, they've been, like, moving around, moving schmoving, and they've been a lot more active than the match we saw earlier in the same matchup, character matchup. A lot more arrows being thrown out, a lot of butterflies. Just shooting. Really well-placed arrows. Kizzer's trying to find some space to, like, stock up or something. But
well-timed jump in. And the confirm. Gonna push out to mid-screen. Finds a big counter hit. This life lead is almost evened up. Yeah, didn't have the timers.
Big thing right now.
Wow.
Oh, 2A! She got fucked.
But she was too high. She was floating too high for the super. This is gonna be a punish into Super Skybound. Wow, that was so unfortunate. And Kizzer, I don't know if he used skill button or if he went for the real input, but I have to wonder if Super Skybound would have comboed in that situation because it has a hurt box like kind of further up in the air. Oh, that was so unfortunate.
Oh, great snipe again.
And as we mentioned, that was only a 2 out of 3 set. You know, it's a big opportunity lost.
Yeah, like, that's one of the opportunities you get because, like, in this match, you know, once you get the hit as Percival, it can go pretty downhill from Matera, but it's just finding that one hit. And sometimes, even though these players have played a lot, in this context right here, you need to find the pattern that they're using right now there. And right now, Kizzer has the corner, which is huge. Gets that EX low option that he loves to do.
Yeah, as both of us being Street Fighter 4 players, we're familiar with the unblockable Bison slide. That's essentially what Percival has. The EX run into sweep is just... Everyone knows it's coming, and then you still get hit by it.
Because you want to walk back sometimes, but Chris Chaos still looking pretty in control despite that corner series from Kizzer.
Yeah, match point for Chris Chaos.
Match point. Big jumping again. He's really good at finding the time to jump in with a jump in, but yeah.
I'm not sure, honestly, if Chris Chaos saw the stocks charge and responded with assault, or if he was just intending to try to go in and it was unfortunate timing for Kizzer.
I like the way, like, Chris has been able to throw out butterflies. He's really sprinkled in with all this movement, all these up arrows. Been doing it pretty safely, and yeah, he has Skybound available. Like, pretty much any hit will do it, but Kizzer Crate has some pressure available. Oh, get out of the air! And the command grab gets jumped in.
Did that hit in front?
I have no idea. Chris Chaos is super big control, but Skybound available, Super Skybound available for Kizzer.
Yeah, so be careful with the fireballs if Kizzer can make it to mid-screen, but he gets caught charging. Stonks are down.
Stonks going down. Chris Chaos gonna move on to loser semis, I believe.
Yeah, so up first, we're going to have our winners finals. Going to be Kilo and Nobody EXE. Only the second time Nobody EXE's entered was kind of one of the ones who was holding out, waiting for things to be on PC version. And a really good showing, already guaranteed top 3 here.
Yep.
So we'll see how he fares against Kilo, who, as we've mentioned a lot, has just been, you know, more or less running SSS online. Like, he's lost a couple of weeks, but I would not consider him to have been like fully dethroned as the de facto king of SSS Online. So we'll see if Nobody EXE can put him down a peg.
We'll see. Like, Kilo definitely can feed into a lot of bad habits players had, you know, getting that overhead when he needs it, or just being really aggressive with the reads. Nobody EXE, on the other hand, is like, can be very passive, very cerebral, fleshed out defense. So I wonder how that plays out in this match versus them. Big 2H anti-air. Wow, great confirm. Didn't use any specials either. Great 3-hit light confirm too. Now he's gonna go into the corner. Big 5H swing. And yeah, you see Kilo kind of respecting Nobody EXE right now. What a boot!
Wow.
Yeah, we've seen that before against when he's played Kizzer before.
What? That did enough? Jesus, Gran.
Instead of using DP, which is probably the easier option to beat out the EX runs from Percival, he will boot. And it'll just lead to a ton of damage. But Nobody EXE has the corner again.
Nice confirm.
Can you sweep into EX? Yeah. Big damage, yeah.
Is he gonna burn? No, he just takes the sweep. Yeah, DP's out. That would have been a command grab. It was a good DP by Kilo, because that would have been the round if the command grab landed.
Okay, Kilo has the corner. Alright, sweep into...
Oh, yeah. Whoa! Yeah. Gotta wonder if that was... it could have been, like, the wildest throw bait?
Yeah, I think so. No, it definitely looked like it. I wouldn't put past Kilo to have something like that.
Yeah, or it could have been just it could have been just a meaty 2M that he got a funky buffer from trying to cancel his run.
Maybe, but I wouldn't pass him to have like some wonky, really big call out to like explode you too. But
all right, Nobody EXE just running the jab pressure. Yeah, gonna have to DP out, and wow, finds the backdash into 5M, and that was kind of rough spacing for that 5M. Like, Gran would have definitely been able to mash out of that if he would have blocked it, but Nobody EXE closing out game 1. Reminder, it is winners finals, so this is a 3 out of 5. Plenty of time to adjust for both players.
What a walk by Nobody EXE.
Whoa, and a challenge right back.
Yeah, that's going into just like normal fighting game stuff. It's just like walking, trying to get space, and you're just challenging with folks.
Nice usage of the super jump to try to claim space by Nobody EXE. A big thing was that he went far enough over the boot that he didn't have to worry about being anti-aired after the boot. And also, if you super jump and don't press anything, when you pass over the opponent, you turn around and face them. And you don't do that on a normal jump. That's going to be the round.
Once the Manca's going to do it into Skybound, doesn't even need it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that he could have had twice as much health as he had, and that would have closed out that round for sure. Round start, 5H, gets a stocks.
Boot could do it. Oh, just trying to jump up, and uses DP, so he has an EX Fireball available if he needs it. There it is.
All right, Kilo being a little conservative with his combos, but able to find a third EX, and you might survive 2 hits from Gran. You're definitely not going to survive a third.
Oh, without a doubt. Especially if it comes in the form of a boot. Wow. Round start. Yeah, the boot trade. I wonder who that really
favors. What a clutch jump in. Big chunk of damage. Finds the meaty. Nobody EXE, really good position this round. Is Kilo going to DP out?
Like he was trying to hold up.
That JU hit kind of high. That could have been worse for Nobody EXE. All right. And another jump in. He has super, but he's not going to use it just yet.
But tough call from Kilo. Not quite chip range yet, but yeah.
Yeah, and Nobody EXE showing something. Not a whole lot of Percival's actually show it, but you can special cancel the landing recovery of JU. Yes. Which means you can, if you do the thrust, you can frame trap them. If they try to mash a button or hold up, you can special cancel it and then catch them trying to escape for a pretty good chunk of damage. Speaking about a pretty good chunk of damage, he burns 2 EXs this time. Jeez.
I wonder when he goes for like not the double 5U combo, like he needs that to save in order to save jump.
It could be character specific as well against lighter characters.
Okay.
I know at least from Catalina combos, there's certain classes of characters where like sometimes you get to use certain routes because they float a bit higher, and sometimes you have to use other ones. Oh, you got Blaze Blue,
the Street Fighter 5
whiff grabs in your face and start mashing. And there's so much throw recovery in this game that a big difference from, like, it's sort of normal in a lot of games, right? If you whiff a grab in someone's face, they kind of have a delayed reaction, and then you just mash because you're going to get punished anyways if they don't have a delayed reaction, and you end up counter hitting. And in this game, there's so much throw recovery that if you are 7 frames late on your reaction to a throw and you hit grab, you're just getting outright punished.
Yeah. DP to continue the pressure in the corner. Kilo's been a lot more aggressive these past couple rounds and has been working out a little bit better, but backing up now. He wants to be able to make sure he can get a clean hit.
Yeah, nobody actually trying to maintain at least one stock. Oh, reacted to the fireball, but the fireball is so good that it just hit him on the DP anyways. It looks like that was actually a non-EX DP as well. I think it was just medium. Oh, okay. Nobody EXE, yeah, able to find the last hit. And that was, we mentioned how buffed Percival's sweep was. One of the biggest differences is it naturally combos from 2L against crouching opponents, and not many characters can do that in the game. Of course, one of the other ones is Gran, but you know, Percival's sweep does reach significantly further. All right, there you go. There's the double 5U.
And it does seem like you get a safe jump. Yeah, I think it depends on the hit. But yeah, you see Kilo making these aggressive reads, and it's been paying off sometimes, but it's putting him into really tough situations. Great spacing on the EX boot. Uses 2 EXs, so he won't have it right now.
Oh, this is big. What's he going to cash out with? Straight into Super Skybound. I like this. He's going to be able to, I believe, get some stocks on this knockdown, and he still has all his timers up.
Yeah, and I guess the big thing, too, is just like, that was a big read by Kilo. But...
yeah, all right, just far enough to stay safe, and the sweep.
Sweep?
Kilo putting a game on the board.
And these rounds haven't been like too one-sided, but yeah, Kilo's finally kind of finding his groove that he is so well known for in the corner. Trying to find that right spacing for the boot. One of the cornerstones of Kilo's neutral.
Yeah, nobody EXE being a little forward with the far 5Hs. Kilo hasn't shown the whiff punish of the 5H into boot just yet. Wow, caught the stocks, and he didn't even get the stock. That's unfortunate. He's going to have to burn it again here. Yeah, able to get the medium off for 3. Oh, finds the boot.
Wow, you jump once in the corner.
He's alive, but barely. But you know what?
Oh, Gran.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that.
It was off of the boot, man. It's gonna kill.
Anyways.
Nobody doing a good job of not letting that deter.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't
nice block. I didn't know where he was going to be. That was a nice block by Nobody EXE. Yeah, finds him trying to jump his way out. And again, Kilo being a little too antsy, and Nobody EXE, you know, following the first rule of fighting games, right? If something's hitting, you keep doing it until the other person shows that they can stop it. Oh, EX boot starter.
Double boot. Here we go into an EX.
Takes a small, only 35% combo with the medium DP ender.
just very, very tiny.
All right, boot timer back up for Kilo.
I really like Kilo using that.
Yeah, that's going to be this game, and we have a 2-2.
You just walk forward or jump once, and you just by boot or a 5H or a 2M, and your health just melts. 2-2 winners finals. Returning champ Kilo from last week against Nobody EXE, who hasn't shown a space around here in quite some time.
Nice.
Great
finds the DP.
challenge. He knew that range, yeah.
And Kilo,
he knew that range that he wanted to
a big aggressive move in that he went straight for the EX Fireball when EX boot timer was down, leaving him kind of with like no timers for the time being.
Yeah, he scared the
nice challenge.
Great DP, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Like the moment you see Percival cancel into a
close. Oh god, that was. Oh wow, finds the meaty 2M and he's able to link off of it. No, he doesn't need it. It's grand. That move has like 6 active frames and it's +1 normally.
Yeah, it definitely hit at the last end of the frames and was able to combo into it easy.
Spot dodges back and forth.
Quick turnaround. There's the counter hit confirmed double 2M. Yeah, he's abusing that to him. +1 to
Nice patience.
Great spacing on the boot.
Oh no! That was a big whiff. That was nobody's EXE chance to his chance to get out of the corner, but wasn't ready with the punish.
Grand pressure.
All right, nobody has to start thinking about a DP here if he wants to work his way out. Finds the sweep. That's big, and the cross up, but he didn't combo.
Oh no! Big back throw. Kilo trying to put some pressure. Sweep again. Fantastic sweep. Great spacing in the boot. Nobody EXE trying to. There's that whiff cancel into the whiff. Recovery.
Yeah, late adjustments here for both players.
Wow,
nice, recognize the height. Yeah, he was so high he wasn't going to be plus when he landed after the JU. Good recognition by nobody. EXE, he found the meaty though. He wasn't expecting to. He wasn't expecting a hit there. Oh, he's not in the corner. Okay, Kilo didn't roll through.
Oh, he put himself in the corner.
All right, anyone's game here.
Kilo does have a full skybone.
That's a big stock to get off for nobody.
The boot. EX Fireball as well. He's out of EXs for right now.
Oh wow, just ran up and found the 5L. We're going to match point. Kilo with a rare flinch on the run up. Oh wow. Okay, and that's how we're gonna play match point game 5 round open boot.
God. Boot again.
All right, EX
boot
this time.
Again. Yeah, corner pressure for Kilo, but he wasted pretty much all his EXs besides DP.
All right.
Use that throw. Yeah, you probably want to take the throw, or you want to tech in the situation where Gran doesn't have EXs because the threat is not that big.
All right, finds the jump in. Nobody EXE. Oh! He's finding the hits, but kind of not believing in some of them. No stocks.
But he has the corner. Oh, that could have been Saigon.
Yeah, he's got to
be. God, DP.
Nobody EXE in what appears to be full control, but I mean, realistically, this is one run up overhead for Gran.
You're never in full control. One EX could do it. Big jump. Oh my god, he found the EX Fireball.
All right, this is all whether or not he gets hit by boot, and he's able to block it out and take his turn.
Punches it out. Wow.
What a winner's finals.
I mean, we saw this last week, right? Winners finals, Kilo versus me. It was last game, last round in my favor, so we'll see if he can bring it back to find a way to still win in grand finals, but he'll have to face the winner of loser semis, which is going to be Callisto versus Chris Chaos.
Alrighty, get back out of spectating here.
I don't know how much y'all have played.
Yeah, Chris and I, we actually played a relatively lengthy set earlier this week. It was actually kind of 2 sets. We played a first set and then took a break and played a second one. And the first one was really even. It was like, I think it was like 8-7 him, and I was playing really well. And then he made some really good adjustments. And the second set was like 10-1. Like, he smoked me in the second set. It was not close. So we'll see which one of those we end up here today with.
What I always say, though, is like, if you can win like a game, you can win multiple games.
The thing I always pay attention to in casual sets, especially against better players, is can I win 2 games in a row at some point, right? Because then it's just a matter of falling on those 2 games. As long as I can at some point take 2 in a row, I usually feel relatively confident in the matchup.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
So a lot of this matchup is trying to find your availability to snipe bad butterfly calls with EX Thrust, but it's such a valuable resource in the matchup that you kind of have to be correct. Because if you're not sure, I just don't use it, because EX Thrust being down and getting nothing for it is really, really rough times in the matchup.
Because then if you end up finding another
like that
hit,
right there, yeah.
EX Thrust, yeah.
Kind of bad call out.
If you land a 5H, it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah. All right, this is going to be struggle time. And you have to wait that entirety of that timer coming back. All right, able to move past the butterfly.
And like we always say, like once Matera reaches the corner, it's gonna be bad news.
Good spacing on.
Oh, big jump you! Oh, here we go. Or fireball. Wow,
I thought the assault was coming. Yeah.
And see, off of these straight hits, even if it's off the air, Chris Chaos has the right confirm available every time.
Yeah.
Great snipe.
Couldn't find the pattern. A lot of this comes down to like if I'm able to predict when he's going to butterfly versus when he's going to low shot. So doing a good job kind of establishing a pattern that I wasn't able to read. Yeah, like that right there, I should have EX thrusted, but
Yeah, but at the same time, like you said, if you're not too sure, you might as well not risk it because you're still moving the corner. You don't have a too big of a life deficit. Still a lot of time in the clock, a lot of time to make things happen. Okay, great shallow jump, but yeah, Chris Cat's gonna use that opportunity to try and get some pressure and then move back. And we're back at square one once again. Moving dangerously close to the corner, couldn't find a DP on that assault. Yeah, that
nice call
butterfly.
out.
Ooh.
Up shot.
Okay, now we have the corner now, but Chris Chaos, you see the patience he has. He's pretty comfortable with playing from the corner. One of the
Oh, that was big. That caught my roll, which I
of
kind of needed to have the frames I would need to EX boot or to EX thrust.
Yeah, big reversal of fortune. Now, not even close to the corner, but one EX fireball that's big. Got the counter hit on the another 5L, but not quite. Yeah, big bet from Closo. Great snipe from Chris. Okay, game one.
Yeah, this is just classic anti-zoner matchup, right? Like trying to find your way through the pattern, trying to be predictive of what he's gonna do, and sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong. Having pretty hard time finding my way in so far.
Chris just does a good job of cycling all his options. Doesn't rest on a certain tool too often, so it's hard to pin down what he's actually thinking. But one EX fireball could do it. Now the big pressure comes. Here's big damage out of EXs except for DP. So the pressure is gonna not be as rewarding, but still has the corner, the position. Is the most important
what
part.
an assault! Stuff my EX fireball.
Great assault.
And this is kind of where I need to just chill, try not to take straight damage.
Yeah, and that's the big thing about Materi. Like she's gonna have to go in, try to make that life.
Oh, he went for the air grab.
Wow, great 2M.
Nice patience.
That great challenge in the auto
God,
combo.
that sucks. Don't want to challenge until my fireball timer's back. Yeah. Oh my God, I just died for that.
That was a really great recognition of the neutral.
That sucks.
Spot dodge. Yeah.
That's probably the hardest part, I think, in this matchup is like Cat medium DP is very good against Assault, but all of her normals are very bad against it.
Yeah. It's a great kind of lulling you, spot dodge EX fireball, assaulted over the 2M. Yeah, so trying to put that pressure in. Yeah, those butterflies. He sprinkles it in so well, but once he has it out, it's just huge neutral advantage because it covers so much. And yeah, assault timings from Chris Chaos, using it, the whiff 5M to set up a safe jump, going in as well, controlling the corner. One EX fireball though. Gonna go for a normal throw, getting close to the corner. Chris will gladly late tech in that situation.
Whoa, wow. I tried to DP and I wasn't expecting him to go behind me.
Yeah. Alright, gonna cash out because ideally you could get another one at Chris Chaos, but the match goes on long enough. But fireball's out. Yeah, wow. That's why it's so big.
Yeah, I got a little impatient at the end.
Yeah.
That's hard. Alright, good games to Chris. He's gonna be moving on to losers finals.
So getting 4th at his own tournament. Yeah, we're gonna have a losers finals of Kilo and Chris Chaos.
Yeah, these two have faced off a few times. Yeah, that was the first week actually. That was grand finals of the first Triple S online.
It was an amazing back and forth set. Like Chris barely almost had it, but not quite. Kilo clutch it out. So close. That was one of the great sets. Really set the tone for SSS online. So we'll see it finally happen again. I mean, I think they played the week after that in a
I think it was losers quarters. They ran into each other. Kilo for the most part have been getting the best of things. Gonna see Gran against Matera.
I really wanted to see another like more longer set. You know,
yeah, we're gonna get a 3 out of 5 here.
We're gonna get it for sure because we are in losers finals. All right, let's see. Like I said, I always say like Matera has to play with such precision in this match because one boot, one EX fireball just means the world for Gran. If you just put like this position right here, Chris already has to fight out in the corner, and he does. And now
nice block on the empty assault low.
Yeah, that one's the harder one to see.
I mean, Matera is not really a mix-up character, right? And that's her primary, what you would call mix, but it's very good. Wow, nice feint. Fell back into the interesting use of the light Rekka.
Yeah, and Matera, one of those characters that doesn't have like that you can use as Gran close M pressure against.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. All right, fairness, justice has been restored momentarily. Not for too long, but...
Into Skybound, yeah. God damn. 2H.
I don't... Was that 2? That might have been close 5H. I'm actually not sure.
No, it was 2H. Because Grant's close 5H and he swings above his head.
Gotcha. Finds a boot.
Boot again, yeah. See, that's the big problem. Like, you want to try and snipe with arrows, but if you're just a little late, you're getting boot.
A little too far for the boot there, but pretty good round for Kilo still. Commanding life lead and finding
he's
these...
calling the assault out with 2-8?
Yeah, for people who maybe haven't played the matchup of the kind of 3 main pro tags against Matera, I have to express that 2Hing her 5U is not easy. It is usually done predictively, especially online. You're not like reacting with it. And Kilo just having great perception and awareness and just picking the right times when he thinks it's coming and being correct.
And like honestly, if
oh my god, yeah. You know what? And the more I look at that, Grant's 2H might just be fucking busted too, because you see how low he went under that.
But like oh my god, as a Matera player, if somebody is like calling out your assaults, like obviously you're not sprinkling in enough, but that's like a big mental block that you have to do.
Yeah, I mean then you're literally down to only fireballs, right? Like that's at that point that's all you really have going for yourself, because that's one of Matera's strengths as a character who doesn't have a 5-frame, who doesn't have an invincible reversal. Like one of her strengths is that she can change from zoning to offense kind of on the fly. And having that half of her taken away because the person shows they can consistently anti-air 5U is just huge.
And it's half read, half reaction. Like if they're feeling okay, this is the time you want to start going in, because usually I'd always compliment Chris on his ability to switch up and really be unpredictable on when he wants to go in, but Kilo has kind of a read on it.
All right, the 2M finding the counter hit. Nice spot dodge.
And we've talked about before when Chris has played this match is like he's really good at either walking into boot or spot dodging the boot.
Yeah,
to kind of mitigate the risk of it.
There's the risk we were talking about. Kilo again trying to reaction 2H the assault there from Matera, and actually got counter hit that time, and Chris able to close out the round from it.
That's interesting too. The spot dodge choice is interesting. 2H again. Oh my god.
Part of me is like, what if Kilo is so cerebral that he got counter hit by one to trick Chris into thinking it was okay to do another one? Like,
oh man, I wouldn't put it past
And you had mentioned that the close 5M pressure, which is generally fake against most characters, against a character with no 5-frame and no DP, it's relatively real because the 5M is still going to have priority over their light. Kilo putting up game 2.
So you get like pretty similar pressure to pre-patch at this point against certain characters with Grand still. So yeah, gonna be tough and pretty slim chance of a character switch. Obviously, Chris has solely been Matera most of the time. He did mess around with Soris, but I don't think you're gonna do that here in this situation. So you shouldn't expect a character switch from Chris. He's really specialized in Matera. So we'll see. It's hard. This match is hard. One random EX boot to beat out your arrow could lose you the game. So you have to be super precise and super resilient.
Yeah, and he knows. I mean, that's what he signed up for with this character, right?
Yeah.
Oh, big drop from Kilo, actually. This is going to let Chris get out of the corner with some damage, work his way back to mid-screen, finds the DP bait, but yeah, it's... Punishing Grand DPs, especially the light one, is very hard. You can't wait for him to land. You have to like just be mashing 5H out of block stun.
And yeah, Kilo on match point now.
Yeah, it's something you have to accept, that you're just going to take an air punish, which, you know, has its own drawbacks. Like your combo limit counter starts immediately since you're hitting them out of the air, but you just got to kind of take what you can get. And another 2H.
Again, man, he's so consistent with that. Like, we cannot understand how hard that actually is, on not only just in general, but online too. So if you're able to do that consistently, good lord.
Yeah, I straight up can't do it. Like, I'm not gonna even front on that. I cannot do that remotely close to that consistently.
Right, safe jump timing from Chris. Gonna try to fight his way. I know Chris So, a really resilient player. Oh my god, 2H'd again. It's like, because you saw that first assault forward. Jesus! You saw that first assault forward, but then he could try to bait the 2H timing there, but he waited and 2H the second go in. So great reads from Kilo, but good stuff to Chris to getting third this week. Has been moving around to different tournaments here or there, but was able to join us for SSSO this week and got third, respectable third. But then we're gonna go into grand finals.
Yep. As we're getting set up for the next match, do want to remind everyone you can support these players via Matcherino at matcherino.com/T/SSSO050920 GBVS, and you can use that as a coupon code to add a free 50 cents into the pot. So, see in grand finals, gonna have a run back of the winners finals, Gran against Percival. No surprise picks from Kilo. And we, of course, had a very, very close, 5-game last round.
Yeah, and like what looked like nobody EXE was up 2-0, but like Kilo, like I always say, Kilo always tries to find a way. Yeah, those boot
nice roll, able to switch
like,
positioning. Wow. Nobody has the corner now. Nice confirm. Baits out the DP.
Oh, big DP bait, and that's the interesting thing about. When you get your DP bait, especially in the set before, like, do you take it out of your arsenal? No, you kind of have to be
I mean, if you're playing, the Grand Cat DJ type, I feel like you can't, right?
Yeah.
This game is hard for non-DP characters because even when the mix isn't crazy, it's rewarding. And you can see here, like, one mix-up, he's dead. Like, 45% instantly gone for 3 moves. And being unable to DP out of that is, it makes life hard.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you saw how Kilo got the hit. I always compliment nobody EXE. I'm not getting hit by counter overhead. Kilo found a way. I always say Kilo finds a way.
And a lot of that is nobody EXE being really, really good with the timing of the throw tech spot dodge OS. And it kind of Kilo just found a way to mix up his timing, and is the counter to that OS is basically tricking them into doing it when you didn't commit to anything, and then you find the punish.
Yeah, that's like the second layer of it, and a lot of players still haven't got to it, but you can see it here in Kilo. Pretty,
All right, gonna get a punish here.
This is actually huge.
All right, reset.
For a reset into throw, the stock up, command grab.
All right, he's gonna need another hit, and a single DP could do this for Gran. This is gonna be hard for nobody still.
Yeah, but he has the positional advantage, and that's huge.
Reversal boot against the run cancel?
He's found the timing to beat run cancel with not just DP, but with boot, and that's sometimes really, really more rewarding, especially if you're close to the corner.
And it sounds wild, but if nobody would have done the gunflame cancel, it would have traded with the boot.
Yeah.
So, and the amount of life that nobody EXE had left would have won the round for Kilo. So it was definitely an informed. It seems wild because it's like he did, like a 19-frame startup move out of block stun, but it was actually a pretty reasonable thing to do on Kilo's part.
He's shown it a couple times already in the set previous. Like it's worked out for him. It's definitely a solid option against a run cancel from Percival. And Kilo has the corner again.
Oh no!
Man, he was just standing there.
Yep.
I mean, Kilo must have figured out something because this looks like a completely different set at this point.
And some of that, fortunate for him, sometimes one of the upsides of being sent to losers from winners finals is if you can make your way back from losers finals, you're warm, right? Like the other person in the winner side of grand finals has been sitting around for a few matches where you just played a full 3 out of 5 set.
It's really interesting when nobody does a fireball cancel from a block string. Kilo has been using medium fireball, so that first hit hits the fireball, and then
the second gets him advantage there. Wow, what a challenge with 5
down. Interesting. All right, stocking up. Command grab, you're dead.
Nobody EXE able to find a round, and one of the things you can see is Kilo, we talk about his awareness all the time, but how consistently he challenges stocks with boot.
Whoa! You see how many boots Kilo throws out? And nobody EXE DP'd it, but Kilo's not deterred. He's like, DP it again, I dare you. He's still throwing it out. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and just using the regular, efficient for counter hits. All right, nobody XE, just leave, even up the life lead, not able to find the anti-air. Now he's in the corner. Good patience here, still has to hold, wait for the boot. Gonna take a throw, but the life lead is still pretty even. Not anymore. And Gran wins this game. Oh wait, hold on. The one time Gran damage fails, but I believe he caught him maybe holding up.
Yeah, maybe to try bait out throw, but yeah. 2-0, Kilo looking pretty poised to take this reset. Oh, great counter hit confirmed, going into the corner. Yeah. And nobody actually trying to figure out the way out of the boot. Boot is out of commission and Fireball's out of commission. And sad he missed that 5U in the corner, so big DP. Yeah, he's really doing a better job of avoiding that EX boot because he's jumping over it, but if you're late on jumping over it, you actually just melt, you lose your health. So
oh my
it's a big
god.
risk. 2H! That's a pretty good moment. Oh, yeah, he knew that was minus on that boot. Kilo really recognizes spacings on when it's minus, when it's plus, so he'll take that risk of DPing. Okay, he tried to
and the delay DP, not even the wake up. Oh, I think, yeah, he tried to challenge the boot on reaction and not able to find the right move.
Oh, didn't get a confirm on that, but yeah.
Wow.
Who is gonna catch the
And that's probably going to be enough.
Kilo with the reset.
With the 3-0 reset, quick work.
I mean, I'll mention, this is exactly what happened last week. Kilo got sent from a very close winners finals to losers, got back to the loser side of grand finals, and then just immediately reset really quickly.
Yeah, we did see that, you know, either it was you waking up or him, you know, the long haul kind of taking a bit out of him. But the loser set last week did go last match, last round.
Yeah.
So we'll see if nobody can find a way to also bring things back, try to turn the momentum around. But right now, Kilo, wow.
Great block. Oh my god, but he DPs though. Yeah, you see how he can just turn on these aggressive reads right at the...
He's taking risks, but he's just continually being right. That's going to get out from under the JU. Yeah, put him in the corner, but no real risk. Nobody EXE, not committing to anything. Runs into EX Fireball, though.
Oh, DP. Last chances for nobody.
This is good. He's going to get stocks here. He needs one more hit, but everything's still... Oh,
what? What?
That was weird.
that's also a thing, too. Especially if you kind of just get smoked the first game of Grand Finals when you're in the winner's side. For people who played the Grand Finals before, sometimes it's just a nice little reset. The fact that you got reset on, you kind of just can reset your brain and be like, okay, new slate, new game, new set. And that's what Nobody EXE is doing. Has a round of the board in this first set or first game of this Grand Finals reset. Yeah, okay, finally DPing that little block string. There was a huge gap in there every time, but Kilo wasn't taking it. Yeah, even though that guard crushes, it is minus, so no need to be scared about... Oh, yeah, see, that's what we were talking about, what I was talking about. You're trying to jump over the boot, but if you're just a little late, especially if you're in the corner, you just lose your life because of that one read, because you started jumping.
And the rewards from anti-airs for, you know, a lot of... almost every character is going to murder you for a counter hit anti-air in the corner. But Gran especially, and it's not just the damage, it's the ease of conversions. And you see, one of the adjustments Nobody's making here is he's trying to take corner push instead of stocks. The stocks haven't you know, he's been getting punished by boots for them here and there. So he's trying to just remove that from his game plan and try to get the corner positioning and run his mix.
No. Oh, wow. Yeah, pretty decent punish. Using the stocks there so he can get a corner mix-up. We're gonna stock up again. Yeah, he's pretty all stocked up, but that could have been confirmed that needed it. Oh, he was just late on it, but DP still. Big risk from Kilo, betting it all, casino time, gonna put himself 1-0.
And he wasn't able to join today, he had to drop out last minute, but the spirit of Brightside has entered Kilo. getting -2 and just letting the DP rip, and it just makes it hard. Like, when you're Percival, where do you take your turn?
Yeah, like, that's the thing about playing against Kilo. Like, the fact that he's willing to bet, like, it's such an important round, such an important game. On just that.
Yeah, you see, just DPing
so
with the block streak. So, like, what's your answer as Percival? Do you just never, like, that's what you're reduced to, right? You just never pressure? Like, nobody EXE, though, not deterred, still finding some work in the corner. He has a really early super, actually. I like this. He's going to burn it now, get a stock.
Yeah, because
all his timers up.
Definitely get a second one, too.
Oh, yeah, you can't challenge. Yeah. If you, all right, this time finds the spot dodge OS. If you clash against Gran when he's doing boot, you have to DP if you have it. That is the only thing that will work. Literally nothing else will lose that clash. If you spot dodge, you're going to get punished. If you push a button, he has a 5-frame JL. Whatever you do is going to lose. Like, there's just no good answer there.
Yeah, great jump. I love the way nobody sometimes just finds those jump and jump them. But one boot is all it takes. Doesn't get the confirm off, but that was it hit like really far back. So it was really weird to try and confirm off of. Kilo didn't want to take the risk, but still has the corner pressure. EX still slowly coming back. They're pretty much back now. And so one hit is definitely going to kill. There's the boot again!
Oh,
you didn't block, but just...
Yeah, didn't dial out the super.
And Kilo finally putting things together in the second set of Grand Finals. Nobody EXE going back to that really slow pace of walking forward. Wow, sweep. Okay, oh, he just moved forward too much on the DP, and now he finds himself in the corner. Close M pressure. Grand still kind of has it. Oh, trying to spot dodge. Uses the EX fireball for pressure and backing up so he can get that nice spacing in the boot.
EX boot at that range.
Jumping, no anti-air from nobody. Oh, wow. And you just try to challenge or jump or whatever and get caught.
Only got one hit of the super, so not able to close it out just there, and finds the overhead though, regular hit, all he needed. Kilo's move this to 2-0 in the reset. Nobody EXE has got to find a way to stop this momentum.
Right. Yeah, that's really what it is. And Kilo, like, that's the thing, is like maybe sometimes it doesn't look super in control at the start, but once he gets momentum going, Kilo just like runs a train sometimes. So like sometimes the sets can be super fast. And those boots again, great challenge. Okay, there's the DP bait. Didn't get much off it though. Now he's gonna Abade switch. And now the momentum is killing him. He gets a wall bounce too. Is he gonna cash out? Yeah, not gonna be dead, but man, off of one situation.
A lot of red up there, and the throw is just enough, and Kilo is tournament point.
We'll see if nobody, you know, long-time fighting game players, so he's not gonna get deterred right now, being so far down in Grand Finals. But man, Kilo is on match point. The momentum is going on in a hurry. Aircraft doesn't want to deal with the mix-up between jump U or regular jump in. Big DP bait. He's gonna spend 2 EXs, probably into a stock as well. No, just a safe jump. Yeah, nobody trying to put some pressure. Oh, I like that.
Caught with the JU. Nice confirm into the hard knockdown.
He knew he was going to stock up in the blockchain, so he just ran over and took his turn. Not even a punish.
Oh, that's a big EX fireball to eat. Hard knockdown in the corner. He could have died actually off of that last hit. Oh, and that's going to be it.
Oh my god. And once again, in the second week in a row, off a random EX move, Kilo takes SSSO. Congratulations to Kilo. Good stuff for nobody to take second place, but yeah, EX boot.
Yeah, change in format, but no change in result. Kilo showing that, you know, for the time being, he runs SSSO. Like, we have not consistently found what we need to take him down. So good stuff to him. Closing out another week. Again, thanks to everyone who both tuned in and signed up. We'll be back next week for sure. More Granblue, but we're not done for today. We are going to take a break because we had a relatively small Granblue bracket, so things wrapped up early. So we're going to have about an hour and 45 minutes of downtime before we come back with BB Tag. Got a relatively small but healthy bracket in that, so you'll see some more ArcSys action. Thanks again to Zach for helping me hold things down as usual. Want to remind everyone before we hit the break, if you like what you see, you want to support our players, you can do so at matcherino.com/T/SSSO050920GBVS. And you can use that string as a coupon code, throw 50 cents into the pot for free. We also have shirts, hoodies, phone cases, and more available with our art from Quasimodo X at teespring.com/the-waifu-dome. And, of course, you can follow on social. If you want up-to-dates on this tournament, you want to know what games are happening which week, when signups are open and whatnot, you can follow at the Waifu Dome or myself at BG Callisto. And you can catch the archives at the Sausage King on YouTube. So it's going to be all we have for a little bit. Thanks again to Zach. We'll see him again next week, hopefully with the PC version, you know, maybe competing again. So we'll see how that goes. So everyone stay tuned, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Take it easy.